Brought this up. It is the, like I said, top tier list that came out yesterday from ESPN. 136 FBS teams in their tiers. Told you the top tiers. Let me just give you this back. Tier 1A. This was the great matchup for week one. Championship game. Two teams, Ohio State, Texas. That's our first tier. Tier 2, 1B. The rest of them. Three teams. Georgia, Oregon, Penn State. Now, I have a grievance about that. I do not believe Oregon belongs in that list. And then the rest were playoff expectations. 6 teams. Alabama, Clemson, Miami, Michigan, Notre Dame, LSU. So here's my list. That's just a little reference point for you. Tier 1A. Natty appearance or bust. Texas and Penn State. And why do I say that? What they're returning.
Haven't been there yet.
Haven't been there yet under these two coaches. Penn State has to win the big game. They have yet to do that. I understand they're in the semifinals, but listen, you played SMU. You played Boise State. And then when you played a big dog like Notre Dame, you didn't make it.
They had a fortuitous path.
They did. And they returned so much. Tier 1B. Done it before, can do it again. I believe these teams can win a national championship. I'm putting them in B, though, just because they lost a lot, changed up, or one of the teams, they didn't lose a lot. They actually kept the most. That's Clemson. They've done it before. I like Kate Klubnik a lot. I need to see a little bit more out of them. But Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson. All those coaches have won national championships. Ryan Day's now part of this list. Has had the best winning percentage at Ohio State. Now, not against Michigan specifically, but from his time frame he's been there, best winning percentage.
No, they've been great.
At Ohio State. They won it all last year, credit to them, and it was not an easy route. Tennessee, Oregon, who was undefeated, number 1 seed. You go and beat Texas, and then Notre Dame. This is the modern day college football players. The cream rises to the top.
They were a buzzsaw.
Buzzsaw.
They were simply
completely.
a buzzsaw.
Georgia Bulldogs. Again, I think they're taking a little bit of a step back this year, but Texas, that is kind of the hump you got to get over. And it's at Athens. You got to win there in between the hedges. Clemson's the next team. Now, Tier 2 is here. Need to see more, but not counting them out. Referring to the national championship. I think it's going to be kind of a long shot, but give me Notre Dame again. CJ Carr's going to be there. I get it. Riley Leonard now on the Colts. Steve Angeli is a part of the Syracuse Orange, so he transferred, the backup quarterback that appeared in the national championship game, but I really like what they have. Jeremiah Love. That secondary, the O-line's always good. Marcus Freeman, I totally believe in.
I'm with you.
Tougher schedule this year than usual. Got some strange games. I got to go down to Arkansas. Talking about Arkansas. Not that that's the toughest, but that's a tough place to play. You got to play USC, of course. You got to play Miami. Got to play A&M. You go down to Miami. A&M comes to you week 1 and week 2. Notre Dame's on my list here. So the rest of Tier 2 here, I got 2 more teams. Alabama. Need to see Ty Simpson more, of course. Need to see that, but I know their defense can be good. I think that offense can be solid. But Ty Simpson's who we need to see. And I think their schedule is not awful. They got to go to Georgia. Georgia's getting both Texas and Alabama at home. Tough game, but, I mean, even if you're 10-2, you're in the playoffs and you have a shot. We saw that with Ohio State. LSU. That's my last team on this list. Have you noticed something? I did not put Oregon on that list. I don't think Oregon can win the national championship. You lose Evan Stewart to probably the whole season. That's your best player on offense. I get it. You have a QB battle of 2 really good quarterbacks. I believe that. Moore and then Novosad.
Out of Dripping Springs.
Out of Dripping Springs, correct. And I'm not saying I don't believe in them. It's just, okay, I think they can make the playoffs, and that's my next tier. Tier 3A, ceiling, make the playoffs. I don't think this team can win a national championship. Maybe last year, but they got destroyed by Ohio State. They should be in the playoffs, and that's my next tier, and they're first on this list. Tier 3A, ceiling, make the playoffs. That's their ceiling. Just don't think they can win the Natty. They can make it to the playoffs and maybe win a game or 2. Oregon, Miami, Texas A&M. I'm talking to you, Aggie fans. Year 1, they went 8-4.
Of course they did.
South Carolina, 9-3 team last year. You returned Lenora Sellers. Tough schedule, no doubt. But that 9-3 team that made it last year was Tennessee. That was one of the SEC teams that made it. One of those teams will get in. South Carolina, Illinois. They have the Indiana treatment schedule, and Brett Bielema's got a good quarterback over there and just developing. He's a good coach. Georgia Tech, that's my hot take. I think Georgia Tech could be a potential playoff team. We saw 2 ACC teams make it last year, including SMU, including Clemson, Georgia Tech. I'll give Louisville some love, too. I think they're going to be a good ACC team. I'll throw them closer to the, probably not, and Boise State. I think Boise State's the team to beat when it comes to the group of 5. They return a lot other than Ashton Genty. I'm very excited to announce my Tier 3B. I'm not saying you can't make the playoffs, but I am saying this. The tier name is need 8-4 or more. You need to be 8-4 or more, and here's why. I can give you a reason why for each one. Florida, Billy Napier. You have DJ Lagway. He is the guy now. Yeah. No Graham Mertz. You got weapons there. Tough schedule. I get it.
Absolutely.
Same with this team, Oklahoma. 2 of the toughest schedules in football. I get it. But you got to get 8-4 or more. You got to be better than last year. Oklahoma's there. You bring in John Mateer. You bring in Jaden Knott. You bring in Wazoo's offensive coordinator to pair with John Mateer. It's a do or die year, and you start off the season, second game, against Michigan. And Michigan's on this list for me as well. The defense will be good for Michigan. I'm not doubting that. It became amazing at the end of the year. That's why they beat Ohio State. That's why they beat Alabama. That's why they won a lot of their games. They couldn't score. I expect a lot of things from Bryce Underwood, but you're throwing him into the fire right away. I don't think this is playoff expectation team. I'm a Michigan fan, guy from Ann Arbor here, sitting here telling you, playoffs? 8-4. Be better than last year. He'll need some time. And the receivers aren't amazing at Michigan. They got a few transfers, sure.
Usually aren't.
But it's usually based on the O-line and the run game. Okay, USC is on this list for me. I need to see 8-4 here, Lincoln Riley. Time's a ticking. You're getting paid big. Are you going to do anything? Or are we just going to, we won 7 games again.
Yeah.
I'm on the blue blood, and I'm in Southern California, and I still suck. You lose Zachariah Branch to Georgia. That's one of your best skill guys. Obviously, Miller Moss is now at Louisville. I like the quarterback they have right now from UNLV, but need to see more on defense. Golly, I need to see more on defense. Nebraska needs to be 8-4 this year. Needs to be 8-4 or more. I'm not saying you have to make the playoffs, Nebraska.
Year 3 Met rule?
You know what, though? Credit to them for getting to a bowl game. It had been almost a decade, and they hadn't made a bowl game. They won a bowl game. Dylan Raiola, year 2. Guy who had to come in right away as a 5-star and be the guy. And then my last one would be Auburn. And I don't believe it. I don't believe it with Auburn. Prove me wrong. Jackson Arnold's coming in, another 5-star guy, and they have great receivers. Coleman's outstanding. Singleton's great. They have a great receiver core. Year 4 was someone that has to win the Big 12. So I'll give you 6 teams. Arizona State, Kansas State, Texas Tech, Baylor, Iowa State, and Utah. You can throw TC in there if you want, and maybe somebody else I'm forgetting. Someone's got to win it. And then to step back this year, we'll get to break. SMU, I think they're going to be good. I think they're taking a step back. Same with Indiana. Tennessee, I don't think you're making the playoffs this year. Ole Miss. Prove me wrong, Lane Kiffin. I'm going to throw that out there. I think Austin Simmons is going to be a good quarterback. BYU, you lost your quarterback to that whole thing there. And Missouri, I'm not believing in it. So easy schedule for Missouri in the SEC, but I'm not believing
drinking the drink?
I'm not drinking the drink. Hey, that's been my tiers there. Good tier list for you. ESPN put out their tier list of 136 teams. I didn't do 136 teams. That was probably close to 50, 45, 50.